If you thought Unrivaled couldn't get any more fun, let's imagine the playoffs in New York City. We talking about the Mecca of basketball, the Barclays Center. And if you ever watched the New York Liberty game, you already know that is probably one of the most unmatched arenas when it comes to women's basketball. How live, how loud it get, it kind of don't matter. As long as you got a big name player coming into the Liberty and the fans kind of love you, that energy is a little bit different because you're going to have a lot of Liberty fans in there, and you're going to also have fans of just the big name household names. So again, get your tickets March 2nd, the playoffs. We're talking about Unrivaled playoffs will be live at the Barclays Center. Again, I don't think there's no better place for women's basketball than the Mecca of basketball itself, and that's New York City. So get your tickets. But let's get into this real quick. Let's get into tonight's matchup, the 1v1. Of course, 200 bands is on the line. Man, let's be clear. The round one was already kind of a little bit hard. I'm sure, like maybe if you really pay attention, you probably had some of the picks right. I'm sure, realistically, probably one of the sleeper ones for some people who just not really hip. Probably Ray Burrell over Ryan Howard was probably one of the upsets. And I seen Sweet Baby Ray after she won was like, I don't want to keep coming into these matchups as an underdog. And to me, I'm going to start this one off, and I'm going to sit here and say I'm going with Ray Burrell tonight over Sonia Citron. Who we got next after that? Alicia Gray, Sanaa Rivers. I'm gonna go with the youngster. I'm gonna go Sanaa Rivers. To me, my favorite matchup of the night, and this one probably gonna be this one probably will be longer than a lot of the other ones, and this one will be way more physical. And that's Shakira Austin versus Aaliyah Edwards. I think the strength and the power of Shakira will get it done because she banged. Even that matchup with her and De'Erica Hamby, like, it was just a back and forth chess matchup, just banging and banging. And if you watch the Aaliyah Edwards versus Dom, that one was it got a little physical, but I think Dom ain't really as physical. I ain't gonna say I don't think. I know for a fact she's not as physical as Shakira Austin is. So that one will make it a little bit harder because Aaliyah Edwards did get to lean into her physicality a lot against Dom because that's not really her style of play for real. So that was the upper hand for Aaliyah Edwards on this one. I know that she kind of ain't gonna have that same. You ain't gonna have that same upper hand. Stewie versus Aaliyah Boston. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just in my heart, I would have rather it been Austin versus Boston. That wouldn't have been perfect for me. That would have set my whole entire Friday night off. But cool. Hopefully, Austin will move on to the next one. I don't necessarily know if Stewie looked the way she looked the other night and kind of like super like her. That first little move she hit on Lee, and hit her with that little jab step. If Stewie come out moving like that tonight, it's going to be a long night for Aaliyah Boston. I'm not going to hold you. But if I'm going to go Stewie, but something telling me Aaliyah Boston may be able to pull this on. But I'm going to go Stewie. Chelsea Gray versus Jackie Young. I'm going to go to point guard. I'm going to go Chelsea Gray. Arike versus Paige. Man, Arike looked crazy good the other night. But so did Paige. Just because Paige got the height, but man, Arike may really go in there low key with like a little like if you was watching the way the Dallas Wings kind of did Arike may go into this game with a chip on her shoulder. If I'm being bluntly honest with y'all, I want to say Paige, but I think Arike coming in there with a chip on her shoulder and got something to prove on national TV. So I'm going to Arike. I'm gonna go Kelsey Plum against T. This probably that last one, Kelsey Mitchell versus Veronica Burton. That one may be, again, I think somebody who got something to prove. I'm going to go Veronica Burton. I know that's going to be a tough one. I wouldn't be surprised if Kelsey Mitchell can pull it off, but I think Veronica Burton is kind of trying to build up her name in just this women's basketball conversation as one of the elite guards in the league. So I think she just got a lot more to prove, and she kind of proved it. Man, she 11-0 Courtney the other night, so I'm going Veronica Burton again tonight, 7:30 on TNT, HBO Max. However you watch your Unrivaled basketball, please tap in tonight, Friday night. I'm sure you ain't got nothing to do unless you got your little boo thing. And if you got your boo thing, pull it up on your phone, watch the games, enjoy yourself. But I'm telling you, the big matchups to me, just real quick before we get out of here, Shakira Austin, Aaliyah Edwards, that's my number one matchup of the night. Chelsea Gray versus Jackie Young, Paige versus Arike, and Kelsey Mitchell versus Veronica Burton. That one, don't sleep on. Them probably going to be my top watches for the night.